Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh, joined always by my co-host, Daniel Vargas.
Ka-cha!
And Danny Jang.
Bumba bumba.
If you're not familiar with what we do, we come to each and every week to podcasting services of your choice. From long tables of our choice in weather of no one's choice.
Not as human as last time.
Not as human as last time. Thank God. Thank you. Blessed.
Papa
Jeez,
bless.
Man, that was crazy less. And we talk about nerdy stuff. We talk about comics, games, movies, pop culture, everything. Fans of things. Only fans of things. DC fans, Marvel fans, all kinds of fans. Joe Rogan fans. You know, we help our buddy out, Joe Rogan over there, get into Spotify, which is where we are on as well. We're on iTunes. We're on Google podcasting services. We're on all kinds of podcasting services. So you shouldn't have any trouble finding us. But for those of you that are watching and listening, this is episode 185. So 185, guys. We have 15 more before the big 200.
I just feel like he missed an opportunity. He could have introed with Go Go Gadget. I'm just saying. Go Go Gadget podcast.
You mean for the
intro just now? Don't
worry, I'll wear a shirt next week.
Yeah, you can just
Go Gadget helicopter.
And then they want to know the difference of what recording it is.
Go Go Gadget
that's
helicopter.
the same week as last week.
Go Go Gadget pogo stick.
Shirt.
What have you guys been up to this week?
I played Fallout Guys for the first time.
Fall
Guys.
Fallout guys?
Fallout Boy.
Fallout Boy Guys.
Pit Boys? Where we jumping, Pit Boys?
I played Fall Guys for the first time.
Did our topic that Jang brought up last week inspire you?
No. I told him, hey, if you play, hit me up. And literally, I had promised my dad I would go hiking at 4 a.m. with him. So I'm over here at 9:30, about to comfy up in the bed, and I get a ring, a text message, and it's like,
booty call.
I'm playing, and I'm like, oh my god. And so I played a couple with Jang, and my first, literally just finished, 10 minutes into finish downloading the game, I get my first crown. My first game.
You witnessed it?
It's on stream.
Holy shit.
It's on stream. So that was pretty good.
Congrats. So you're done with the game now?
Yeah, it's done.
Uninstalled?
Yeah, 100% win rate. I'm just saying, guys.
You're like Tim the Tatman Man, retired. Peace. How was it? We talked about the game. You'd seen the game. You playing the game. How was it playing the game?
It's like there's lag, and I don't like it.
It's janky.
It's janky. Yeah, It's not like 1-to-1. Like it feels good. But if they get that 1-to-1 ratio with button presses and stuff, it could be a really fun game.
Okay.
It's just there's times where I hit X and my guy's falling off the edge because he didn't jump.
You can notice it when you play Tau. You notice the jankiness.
Yeah.
That Tau game is hard.
Well, can you describe it?
So there's these tiles and it's layers of tiles. Basically, you're supposed to survive.
It's hexagons within hexagons.
Yeah. Oh, the hex. Okay, gotcha.
It's like
and
hot potato. It's like lava's floor, but the floor keeps on falling once you touch it.
I see.
Yeah, and when you're playing it, you get into the rhythm, but right off the bat, you hit X, and there's a delay. You feel it immediately. Yeah. And then you jump, and you start realizing you have to hit it earlier because if you hit it too late, your tile can disappear before you even make the jump.
Gotcha.
And so you start hitting X earlier, and all of a sudden you're just you're in a weird rhythm, but you're used to it because you get used to how the game is, and there's that delay, and it's just weird. But
it didn't stop you, right?
It was funny too because the winning the last stage was it's a tail game where you just have to have you have to I can't even know what I'm saying.
Just have the tail.
You just have to have the tail. There's one tail in the whole map, and whoever has it when the time's up wins. And the whole entire time, I can't get to the tail. I can't reach the guy that has a tail. And at the end, with 4 seconds left, there's a guy who runs.
That's a game. If you have the tail, you pretty much win the game.
Really?
I don't know.
It's hard to chase people.
It is
because it's a 1-to-1 speed, so you can never catch up. You would have to
you have to
not
cut them off.
Follow him. Kind of hope he makes a mistake.
So someone managed to cut him off and grab it, but then they ran towards me, and so then I grab it and I started running in one direction, and 4 seconds, and so I'm just I won, and sure enough, nice. The time ends, and I my first fucking crown, dude. Cool. So that was funny. What else did I do? I've been eating healthier, I guess. It's like a
That's good.
We I have my mom, her union, her work union, was able to sign a few people up for like free meals for like a month, and so she doesn't eat those meals. So I take those meals to work.
Nice.
So I've been eating that, and then I've started cooking again. So hopefully I start going like to a more healthier habit for eating.
Cool.
And then hopefully exercising soon, but we're not at this stage yet.
Ring Fit.
Oh yeah, I haven't busted it out yet. It's still sealed.
Oh, you have one.
And yeah, I bought it for $79.99, and now it's $69 priced everywhere apparently. So that's cool. You know, lost money there, but
there's always Supreme.
I don't think I played anything else. I've been slowly playing some Fall Guys. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Fall Guys. There's something I want to talk about too. I know that like I'm sure you guys saw. We'll maybe talk a little more about it with one of your guys' a thing. But there was Fortnite, the season 4 with Marvel. That looked really cool. That looks
hot off the last week's. Well, did we even talk about it last week? The whole like. No, it wasn't last week. It was maybe the week before. The Epic thing. Epic, Apple, all this stuff. And they're like, Marvel, baby. We got Marvel on our side. Microsoft is jumping on board with that.
Yeah, too. They put a statement out for that.
Yeah. But going back to the season, yeah, it's like all Marvel stuff.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Are you guys going to play?
Maybe.
Dude, so today specifically, I went home after work, turned on my computer, and I realized like, oh, Epic has the 2 free games today. So I went to get it, and then they're obviously already promoting like their season 4 or whatever. I was so close to reinstalling that game, but I did not. I haven't reinstalled it yet, so I don't think I'm gonna play it. I mean, it's really cool. It's super neat. Like I love like that trailer they did where it shows like the heroes being taken out from where they're at. Like one of them's like trying to defend and
Secret
fight.
Wars. That's what it felt like to me.
So it looks really cool. And then Galactus being like the villain.
So
they don't fight each other.
They fight together.
Well, they can do both.
I mean, they probably will because obviously Fortnite is Fortnite. But yeah, I mean that was really cool. Tenet is.
Did you see it?
Is not out. Is it here in the U.S.? Not here in the U.S.
Yeah, I thought so.
I couldn't find any showings.
Well, it's because it's limited. Not all theaters were showing.
Doesn't
LA,
matter,
baby.
I should be able to find something at least around my area.
Sorry. California, baby.
LA, baby.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think there's theaters that are open in California, so you can't
Did you
watch
see
it.
that Tom Cruise thing?
Yeah.
I saw it without
movies
sound.
are back.
Jesus Christ. With this fucking mask on.
And that's not even a proper mask.
It isn't?
It's kind of like a workout mask. When you breathe out, it has flaps that open up and allow everything that you're spreading to go out in the world. There's no filter for that. So, not a proper mask. So, just saying.
Okay.
But,
yeah,
Tenet, and then...
Did you see the training thing for him?
Are you going to watch it, though? Yeah, I saw the trailer.
I'm going to watch it. Just obviously not in theaters, but I'm going to watch it.
Well, it's only going to be in theaters. That's the problem.
I'm going to see it in Fortnite Season 4.
Yeah, but then in a couple months, it'll be on, Netflix probably. What else? There's New Mutants. They're also like it's out, but like
that one they're like full blown like we
don't care.
Yeah, we don't care.
We fucked up. Now, other than that, yeah, there's just those two things.
I mean, I'm thinking about A Quiet Place 2. That shit was supposed to come out, and they just fucking retracted it.
Yeah.
Zoop.
That's smart. I mean, like, I know everything's already done, but like, you have to just like postpone it. Like, if you want to get like full profits, you have to wait till
just pull a
next year.
Disney.
get Market
But
to buy Mulan.
That's not full profits.
I'm gonna wait till Mulan comes out, and we'll speak to Wild Vargas about it. We'll speak to Wild Vargas.
When like the episode after it comes out, I've already seen it, guys.
Yeah.
I got a review copy.
Got an early copy for $30.
I'm just annoyed with this Tenet thing. I'm like, damn it, I want to fucking see this movie.
So, are you willing to watch it in theaters?
I don't know. know.
We were joking around with like, because we have a friend Roberto who like he's a huge movie fanatic, and he's publicly like I've seen him retweet things where it's like he's against movies opening or movie theaters, but I still feel like he would be like one of the few that would end up going to
first
movie theater. And honestly, if I had a chance, I'd probably also fucking go.
The thing is, I would probably do it like this because the reserved stuff, you can see how many seats are taken. I would wait until like an hour before and be like, are there a lot of seats open? Okay.
There will be.
Maybe.
Honestly,
no, I don't think they will.
I
I
think
think people
they will.
don't give a fuck.
What about?
But I also, if they just said something where like, whenever theaters are widely available, this will be available in IMAX, I'll wait forever.
Or what about? You buy an early showing, which is like $10. Buy 3 seats.
No, it's just the whole space, like all the.
yeah, you buy 3 seats and you sit in the
That's
middle
not
and no
enough.
one can sit next to you.
That's-
Well, then buy 6 seats.
I'll just buy the whole
three,
theater out.
Yeah, there you go.
Mulan money.
No, but honestly, I think the way if theaters start opening up, dude,
They are.
there's people that are like they're already like they're itching to go out.
Tom
Like
Cruise was in a packed theater in his.
yeah, like there's people that are super itching to go out. So honestly, like Tenet's a good movie for I feel like to fill up a movie during a pandemic.
Which
Like,
isn't a good idea.
it's not.
Just to add to people willing to go out, there was a Stranger Things event, drive-in. I thought it was going to be free, so I was going to sign up for
$30.
it. It's like $80 per person.
Ooh.
Sold out.
Do you
What is
get
it for?
memorabilia?
Is it just a Stranger
You
Things
just
experience?
drive in around for an hour inside Hawkins. I don't know. And
It's like those
I mean,
the drive-in
people are
zoos.
itching to go out. It's sold out.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like,
$80.
so you're telling me like movie theaters are gonna wait until like nah, dude. Like,
I
if
can't,
anything-
I don't feel comfortable for the most part. Like I'm tempted just for this Tenet, but I don't want to, like, that's too. I know how messy theaters are on a regular basis,
Ugh.
and then like all the weird shit they're gonna spray on that stuff to try to keep it clean. It's just gonna make me feel. Even
I saw like a while ago. I saw someone like spray.
It's like, is this an ad for Netflix?
I can wait.
Yeah,
I'm not going to watch it in theaters.
yeah. I got plenty of stuff to watch at home.
like $30 Mulan.
TikTok.
Jake, what are you up to?
Played some Fallout guys.
Did you win?
No. Close twice.
All right, calm down, Tim the Sandman.
Witcher. Chipping it away. And
How many hours in are you?
people are trolls because they said I'm still in the intro. I'm past the intro, you motherfuckers.
Are you on day 3?
I was like, wait, huh? I'm
That's
not.
a Last of Us reference.
I'm like 30 hours in.
Okay.
So
nice.
I feel like it's a 100-hour game. That seems pretty. And I'm doing everything. It's minus Gwent. Everything. Guy comes up to me. Yeah, I'll take your quest. Everything.
So there's a quest. I think you've already done it. You talk to the Baron, and you have to like
Yes.
either like save or murder his kid or whatever. There's a quest to play him in Gwent. Have you done that one? No.
I'm not doing Gwent quests.
Okay.
No
So
Gwent
nothing
quests.
Gwent related, even if it's like a
That's
permanent.
the second
thing on your-
playthrough. Where
Okay.
But on
New Game Plus.
so are you saying you're 30 hours in? Is that on both Switch and PS4?
Ooh. I haven't been playing the Switch one, so
Okay.
I'm very far behind on the Switch
I
one.
see.
But I've made some mistakes.
There
So-
was, I don't know if it's still on, but there's a deal right now for Steam and GOG. It's $15 for the whole Witcher 3.
I literally own it on PS4 and
Alright.
PC
I'm gonna buy it for Steam.
already. Sound good.
Well,
I don't want it for GOG. I want it for Steam.
Yeah, when I got it, because I jumped on that. I got it on Steam, and now my
But-
Switch and Steam are connected.
I'm 100% sure the GOG is Steam DRM.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I
if
don't
you
know.
buy it, they literally just give you a CD
I don't
key
know.
to unlock it on
I
Steam.
don't know.
It'll tell you, like when you go to a game, it tells you what DRM it is, and it's always Steam. It's
Speaking
either
of
Steam or
deals, Dragon Ball Fighter Z Ultimate Edition, all the DLCs, $17 on PlayStation Plus.
including Master Roshi that just
no,
came out.
that's
Oh, then I don't.
not included.
Then
I
don't
want to know if he gets buff. Like we get buff
Nosebleed?
Roshi.
I think we do because I feel like I saw that already.
He wasn't in the gameplay trailer for this show.
I saw it was just a screenshot, and he was like he was yoked.
Okay.
Valorant. Think I'm gonna take a break. It's fun. It's
Professional
funny
break?
because I thought Fall Guys was this year's
Fall Guys?
multiplayer game of the year, which this year's been stacked. We got Call of Duty, Warzone, Fall Guys, Valorant. I think Valorant is the multiplayer game of the year.
Valor can't.
I think it is.
You were confident last week that it was Fall Guys.
I was, but
What
I think
changed?
Fall Guys is a phenomenon.
Okay.
It's more popular, but I think Valorant is more fun. And
Okay.
yeah, I watched something. Super surprise. High Score. I finished it.
Oh, the documentary on Netflix?
Yeah.
Was it a bunch of episodes of different things, or is
It's
it one
different. It's different. The one thing that I'm critical about it is they missed a lot of things. Like, I wish they talked about WoW. I wish they talked about Duke Nukem. I wish they talked about Daikatana. I wish they talked about... Because they talk about failures. They talk about E.T., how it failed. They left out...
The fucking game that they buried like thousands of copies of?
They left out some things like Final Fantasy. They did a segment about Final Fantasy. Like, they should have said why it's named Final Fantasy is because that Squaresoft, they were going to go bankrupt, and that was their last game. They're like, let's just call it Final Fantasy. If we go bankrupt, we go bankrupt, and it becomes their bestseller, and it saves the fucking company. Like, tidbits like that were missed out, and I'm like, fuck, why didn't they say something about that? And I feel like they couldn't get everyone they wanted to interview, and I learned that, so there's two things I learned. Shigeru Miyamoto, hardcore chain smoker. Hardcore. I was like, what?
Like, till now?
I don't know about now, but
Okay.
like,
But for a
like
long
when they were
time he
making
was-
Star Fox, he would come inside. So I didn't know Star Fox was made by Western people. I thought it was all Japanese, but it was made by Western people, and they put them in a They don't want people looking inside Nintendo secrets, so they separated them. But that's where Miyamoto would go in, start smoking, start talking about trees. He's like, yeah, he'd just come in and start talking about trees. But you could see that he's a genius because he looks at things so differently. Like, the way he talks about trees is different.
You see that tree? It does barrel rolls.
And it's crazy because, like, I saw Miyazaki documentary. Hardcore chain smoker, dude. Like, he was going to a premiere of his son's first animation film, and then you just see him, like, go out the theaters, like...
I think in Japan it's a much more like
it's
accepted thing is to be to be a
but
smoker.
you don't see it, so it's just kind of like, whoa, it's a shock.
When you
Holy
say someone.
shit. Wait till you find out how Doom was. They came up with the name Doom. I was like, a movie star you talked about in this podcast just now came up with that name.
Tom Cruise?
Well, you'll see. You have to see why. It's funny. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know. So, would you recommend this documentary series?
I would recommend it.
Over the Michael Jordan or the.
I think it's I think it's better than the Michael Jordan one, to be honest.
I think you'd enjoy also the No Clip documentaries. It's a YouTube channel production company, and they've done it on several games. One of the first ones was Witcher 3 or the Witcher series.
There's the Did You Know in gaming.
Yeah.
YouTube.
That's a different thing. I'm talking about, like, this is very documentary.
Gotcha,
like,
okay.
they're like, they sat down with the creators of the game. They talk about they talked about, like, with Witcher, they were like, that studio started as just, they didn't have games in their country that they were from. So they started as a studio that just ported games. They're like, we just want this game in our language. And they would just do all the coding. And they got more contracts that way. And then they started modding a lot of their games. And they talked about that evolving into this whole other thing, and now, like, how much they've evolved since then. Another good one that they do is the more recent Doom, the 2016 one. The people that the guy that was on the Joe Rogan podcast, him and a few others are on that one, and it's really good. They speak so candidly. So,
dude, the making of Doom multiplayer, I don't know how John Carmack did it. Because he was like, I want to be able to play a computer across the U.S. with another computer, and he programmed it. I was like, this guy's a fucking genius, dude.
There's
a
book.
Holy shit.
Did you ever read the book that's about the two Johns? John Carmack and John Romero. It's called, like, From Hell to Doom or
it's
something.
It's weird. They didn't interview... See, this documentary is weird because they didn't interview certain people. Like, they didn't interview John Carmack. Maybe he didn't want to do it, but it was all John Romero. Like, he was down to interview.
Carmack is, I think, because after a lot of the Facebook stuff, and then he got into Oculus.
You got there's ZeniMax that you got, like, screwed over and all that. Yeah, there's a lot of beef.
I think he's just out of press.
Yeah.
Also, like, it was weird. The Mortal Kombat segment interviewed Ed Boon like crazy, but no, Tobias. And they didn't interview Ed Boon at all. I was like, this is so fucking weird because I think Ed Boon would have been down.
He's usually down for an interview.
Yeah. So it was a weird perspective.
Okay.
The Sega, Nintendo versus Sega. I wish they talked more about like PlayStation versus Sega, the death of Sega, but they did a Nintendo versus Sega and how Sega came up with the fucking plan to counter Nintendo, and it worked. Like I was like, holy shit! He was like, these 5 things have to happen, and for better or worse, one of them I don't like. More sports games. I mean, it still ripples. That still ripples into the gaming industry. All these sports games, but that was the Sega one was cool because like, I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but like, Sega was losing, so they hired a toy company exec, and then the toy company exec's like, yeah, you know what? I'll come in, but whatever I say goes. Like, you cannot say no. So he told them all these things. One of them was a more sports game. The president of the Sega, like, slams the desk and he leaves. He's like, I don't like it, but I'm going to do exactly as you say. And Genesis did pretty well. Like, I was like, that's
we got
cool.
Excite Bike, dude. Bro. Damn.
Sega! And they were talking about that. Everyone used to do that. Sega! Sega! Sega!
It's kind of just like quick, fast.
Yeah. But it was cool. Cool documentary.
Nice. What do? I'm playing a lot of Divinity. It's like I have 2 campaigns going, and it's a lot of
too
fun.
Much.
It's not enough. I almost started a 3rd one.
Holy shit! And each on a different console at this point.
Almost. The Switch one is that. So we played it on the Switch.
And you got a PC one going.
We got a PC one and a Switch
You're
one.
about to get an Xbox one going.
No,
I got you.
The Switch one, I was surprised how the connection worked. I was worried that it'd be laggy, and the only thing that happens is it's down-resed, but it's fine. Like, I was playing handheld, they weren't, and everything played smoothly. We were all connected fine, everything. And we're starting to get more into the meaty part of the game in that Switch one. And then on the PC one, we're like ready to, like, we're so sick of a certain town that we keep coming back to that we're like, as soon as we don't have to be here anymore,
fuck this place
up. Yeah. Well, I don't get, like, we don't care.
I don't know. I don't think it's the same town, but there's a town where
Driftwood.
I can't. It's been so long since I played it, but I'm like still in that area. I was like stealing everything I could without being caught. And then at some point, I think like I learned that if I sneak on someone sleeping, I can steal their pockets. But somehow, like, someone knows that I stole it, no matter what. And so,
well, it's like they're like, something's missing. I'm gonna go ask you, and if you have it on
exactly,
you, you're
yeah. So that's pretty much what it is. And I think I saved it like where like I can't go back out of that situation. So I'm like, fuck. And it always ends up where like I fight one guy, and then all these darts are coming in. I literally fight the whole town, and I'm just like, all right. And I'm pretty sure I murdered the whole town, and I just moved on. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's their fault. They wanted to start this shit, you know. They should have just left me with my loot. So I don't know if that's the one, but like it happened because, you know, like, hey, stop, and then I'm like, all right, and then like everyone, like, literally, it's like everyone moves, and then I finally get to move once. I'm like, fuck, this is so long.
Yeah. No, we had it where we saved in the middle of town, and my brother's like, oh, dude, check out this new summon I have, and it's a fire slug, and it can do a charge across the screen. Well, he does it in the middle of the town, and I had saved right before he showed us the ability. As soon as he has him do the charge, it hits like 4 townspeople, and all the town is just like alerted. I'm like, and reload save point.
Yeah, I wasn't smart enough to do.
Like, my saving habits have been so like every 2 seconds I'm like, I should save, and I'm like, guys, wait, I'm gonna save real quick. And they're like, yeah, it's a good idea. Wait, are we gonna kill her? I'm like, wait, let me save real quick. All right, go for it.
I think what happened with me is I successfully stole the pickpocket, and I was like, oh, sick, save. And so now it's like I restart, and it's like immediately I've already stolen. And the guy's like, huh, getting up, and I'm just like, run.
The nice thing is when it's a skill, you have to, when it's a book that you'll learn a skill from, and if you learn it, the book is gone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we ever steal books, I'm like, learn it. And then they're like, do you guys have it? I'm like, it's in here. It's in here. You can't get in here. So I'm playing a lot of Divinity. What else did I do? Watched a lot of High School DxD. Learning a lot of chess.
It's 4 seasons, right?
Yeah, so I learned something.
Some more chess.
So last night I started and finished season 3.
Okay. Holy shit! You're turning into me.
Wild Vargas.
Whole seasons right now.
Wild Vargas got to come out somehow.
How many hours is that?
And then I started World of Warcraft. No, I'm kidding.
Shit.
No, it was like 12 episodes. Each is like 20 minutes.
Oh, it's not.
So it's not bad.
I know,
Still
but like,
a lot,
still,
but
like, what is it, like, either 12 or 24 episodes? There's always a range.
I was up kind of late. Yeah. But something I noticed was, and this is just trivia about the show, the 3rd season, I'm like, the guy's voice is different. Like, it's noticeably different. So I look up, like, English dubbing voice actor, and 2 names popped up. I'm like, oh, okay, people have looked into this. And I was like, oh, shit, this person and this other character left the show at season 3. I wonder why. So I looked more. I found out that the main guy, the guy that's like a perv and everything, he was a registered sex offender.
Whoa.
And
The
so
voice actor.
And
this is an English
voice actor. And so they were like, you need to...
Yeah, nope.
Nope. Especially on a show about kids. I'm like,
He's like, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those
people
kids.
get vetted before.
I mean, there was a lot of anime voice actors. The guy, one of the ones for Full Metal Alchemist was one that people spoke out about. He's the one that does Edward
shit.
Elric.
The creator of Rurouni Kenshin is a sex pedophile.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, but that voice changed, and I was like, okay, good reason for that. The other one was, it said because they pursued a different career after that season, but I was like, okay. But it was just kind of like jarring to hear different voices in it mid-show. So I think there's just one more season of that left, so it'll be interesting. I gotta find a new...
You're gonna be so sad.
I gotta find a new...
Konosuba.
We'll see.
Kona Suba.
I'll look into it. I think... Oh, I've been playing a little bit of The Witcher. I got into it now. I'm playing on the Switch. I got it set up where it's with Steam, so I'm hoping to catch up.
Oh, you won't catch up.
I'll catch up. I finished a season of anime last night. Catch up.
Cat soup.
Are you playing it every night though, or is it just? Are you still doing the whole like one night a week or 2 nights?
It depends.
So
I mean, it is my main game. So.
Oh, okay.
On the weekends.
So yeah, maybe I'll have to put some extra time. I think that's it. Yeah.
So you watch TV.
Watch TV.
Played
some Divinity.
And played some Divinity.
Yeah.
No new game. No Fallout guys.
I haven't played that. No. I'm trying to learn a bit more on the synthesizer stuff. But
That's right.
It's just a little bit of a lot of YouTube videos. So
You should have gotten the one that has like the
You're
voice.
gonna be in your boxers. Fuck racism.
that one guy,
Mark Riblet, I think, or something like that.
He blew up after that. Who
Ice-T?
Ice-T, dude.
After he did it, like I'd already seen him a lot,
Yeah.
and then I saw.
I know him for the. There's a baby in a blue dress. Little girl dancing. She's in a blue dress.
He always does the
Yeah. He gets really
So
into
we're
it.
gonna get ready for that. Wild Crush.
streams.
Woo!
So yeah, do you guys want to get into topics?
Let's do it.
Okay. Jay?
So it's become a Joe Rogan review podcast. No, so I was watching Atlanta back in the day, like a couple weeks ago, and Donald Glover plays the manager of his cousin, who's the rapper. And also I listened to Joe Rogan's podcast with David Cho, and David Cho was talking about how he had a business and he hired all his friends, and then he fired all of them and hired some real people. In the show Atlanta, Donald Glover gets on the verge of being fired, but ultimately doesn't get fired at the end of season 2. So my podcast topic is, if you had like a business, would you hire your friends? Yes. If not, why? If yes, why?
I think it depends
Or
on
family too.
It depends on the individual that is my friend, because there are people that I would hire and there are people that I won't hire that are my friends. And then on top of that, it'll be an ongoing process. Like if obviously they're fucking around too much, or like you can tell that they're like, oh, because I'm friends with the owner, I'm just gonna be super chill about it. Then
Just to put into context, David Cho was working and he would be the last one to leave, and he in his mind was like, why the fuck am I the last one to leave when I fucking own this company? Like, that's just one of his anecdotes. He's like, I'm the last one to leave, and my friends are gone. They're like, why am I the only one working? Like,
I think if I'm starting the business, it makes sense. Like, it's my business. I want to put more work into it.
I think there's merit to what he's saying, but I also feel like that's a psychological thing that falls on not just a small company, but like when you're in a workplace, if there's always a worry of like, does it matter? Like, as long as I'm getting my work done, does it matter who's leaving when? And like, some people find it as like a bad pressure. Some people find it as a good thing. So I don't know where you guys stand.
I mean, for me, like with the workplace, I have a lot of time, like from 9 to 6. Like that's it. Like 6 comes around. If I'm not finished, I'm leaving still. Like,
right.
You know, I mean, the thing is, I get everything done in that time. Like, I've not had to worry about staying, like having to stay overtime of my own accord. The company has asked me to stay overtime, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But I usually get everything done, and like once 6 o'clock hits, I clock out, and my mind is elsewhere. Like, I don't worry about work anymore.
Yes, I think one of the assumptions I would make is that I feel like I'd be hesitant to just hire family for the sake of hiring family, or friends for the sake of hiring friends. It would have to be like, I think you're a good fit for this, or I think we understand, we're like on the same wavelength about this pursuit or something. Yeah. So like if it was my family, it's like we start like a food place. I'm like, okay, we're all like, we all have to have like an understanding of the work ethic. Everyone's pitching in, but I could definitely see how especially with family, I think more so than friends, things could like, the lines between business and not business would definitely start to blur.
Yeah.
So like resentment could happen, or like for things like how you're saying was it David Choi? Of like how some people feel like, oh, I've just been sitting here, I have to do more than you, or I don't know, whatever. I think it'd be easier for me to set boundaries with friends, but I would, again, only want to do it as long as everyone's on that same page and we all agree that like certain metrics have to be met. After that, if those aren't happening, then it's like out of friend mode. We gotta like talk.
Yeah.
Like, whoever's slacking, or whatever the reason.
Yeah. Like,
I wouldn't hire friends. If I did, it would be more like contract. But I don't know. I just think friends and business don't mix. You just hear a lot of horror stories, especially like famous people. Like I hear more horror stories than like I can't even think of a friendship, relationship, business that actually worked. I only hear the bad ones like Jay-Z, Dame Dash. Like it just doesn't work. Like I don't know if you guys can give me an example. I've never come across a situation where it worked.
Let me ask this: is it different for you to be like, I work somewhere and then I find friends at that place and I'm working with them?
That's different, yeah.
But
I also feel feel like like work friends aren't close friends.
I don't know. For me, it's become that way, where my work friends are some of my closest friends, and I know some that like it can go two ways. Like you're saying, some people can relax as a result of it and let things slide and take advantage of that. And that's not, I think, good. But I think in other cases, I feel this way. And I hope I act this way. But I feel like because I'm working with my friends, I'm compelled to work even harder. Like, I'm like, I don't, like, if it was just like, whatever, I'd be like, I'm just doing what's asked of me. And that's all I'm doing. But because I'm working with my friends, I'm like, I want to make sure we're all kicking ass. And I want to give you my A game so that when you're doing your thing, you not only have the thing I need to give you, plus all this extra info to help to make sure, like, we're looking out for each other.
Yeah, but I think...
but it's not. I know that's not always the case.
Right? Well, I think with people that you become friends with while at work, there's a completely different mentality, like, when you guys are working together. But if you were to... Like, because his scenario is you're the owner of a business.
Right. I was just double-checking.
Yeah. So you're the owner of the business, and then you've hired a friend. It doesn't necessarily... What
about if your friend is, like, a manager or a lead or something? Isn't that a
and then
similar
you
scenario?
take them out of that situation and hire them on your
No,
point?
I'm saying like, isn't that a similar thing of like you or your friend are one another's like?
It is, but like
You have to tell them what to do.
I feel like the mentality is like, let's say you own a business and you hire me to work there, and then I won't put in 100% of the effort because I feel like I can get away with it because I
That's
know
one
you.
way of thinking.
But like when it comes to a lead, I think honestly I took advantage of him. We were friends and he was my lead.
Okay.
And I stayed in the break room for an hour when it was a 15-minute break, and he would walk into the break room and be like, "Dude, like you have to fucking get back out there." And like he would cuss at me, and I'd be like, "All right, I'll just walk back out." But I would take advantage because I knew he was my friend. So I was like, I'm not gonna get fired over it. And if I did, well, at the time I thought too, if I get fired, it's fuck it, like whatever. But like I took advantage of him. Like I was that shitty friend that he shouldn't hire. And
no. Give me an example of a I'm thinking big term.
I don't think celebrities work because that's all high profile. Like things are.
Well, even like large amounts of money, like anything with large amounts of money with friends. I just don't. I don't know success. I know I see more
businesses.
The reason I think we see more of the negative is because those are the better.
Better
people
story.
love hearing bad stories. They don't like you don't hear all the time of all the.
I can't even think of one good story. That's crazy.
Because there's not like if things are going business as usual, what story?
I was like, wait a sec, Facebook.
What story is there? Like if things are going good, like you don't hear that because
I think
there's no
most of the success is small businesses, ones that like it's something that it's a business that becomes sustainable, but it's not like a business that you hear like, oh shit, they made $1 million. I think a company that the thing is I don't know the people very well, but I am 8-bit. I don't know because it was there. I know there's
two people, right?
It's two people, and I assume they know each other.
Kind of funny,
and they've done kind of funny, like. But when we're talking about like high profile, like famous people,
like Amazon,
like if I knew you were worth like $100 million and you're starting a business and you're hiring me, I'm like, well, this motherfucker doesn't have to worry about losing money. Like I could just take advantage of him, Like I feel like that's where the mentality comes from, and that's why those high profile businesses like that don't work out because there's just so much money involved and people are like, I can get away with this shit, But when it's two people striving for like, they know like both like don't have the money to keep this up, they have to keep working at it. That's where it becomes successful. And we see, so those small businesses become a success, but those big ones, it just never works out because people just get lazy. They realize like there's already a bunch of money involved. I don't have to worry about it. And they never put in the work that they need to, So
I mean, it could be many. I don't think that would be the only reason though. I think there's just so many people involved.
Yeah, but that's like what I see, I guess, like what I notice. I can't like I don't see any big ones that haven't done that. And I don't see any small ones that have the other way. So that's what I see. And for me, that's how I imagine it happening too. Is
okay. My point of view is if I'm working for someone, I want to do well for them and for myself. Because they're giving me like it's an opportunity, and why would I want to make our friendship uncomfortable?
I want to say that too, but I have an example of me not doing that. So
okay, I'm not saying that's not a train of thought that happens. I know plenty of people that happens to, but I think there's some that are the other way, and there's probably others. I don't know, but for me, I'd have to think about it carefully. I wouldn't make that decision of starting a business and having friends or family in it without thinking it thoroughly. Like a lot of times my folks are like, oh, you should start something with your family or your brothers and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, like that sounds cool, but I don't know what we'd do because I'd want it to be something that like, okay, what is it that he's bringing, what am I even bringing? If I'm not bringing anything, why am I in, like, should he, like if he was the one hiring me, I think that becomes a thing. A lot of times like age becomes a factor, or some like with family, I'd say like all of a sudden the older sibling becomes working for the younger sibling or something, like, or the parent is working for the kid, and there's like a weird.
Tell your dad, hey, clean the floors.
Like things can get weird.
Oops.
And same with friends. Sometimes friends will be like, I know some dirt on you, and they'll like you might be compelled to like take things out of work and bring it into work, or vice
blackmail.
Versa. I'm just saying, like people can do that, and like when things get hostile or tense, because you have friendship, because you have family, there's a risk of that stuff getting messy.
Dude, it just reminds me of a story. I used to work for Victoria's Secret, and like, so there are manager positions, right? And like I'm pretty chill, but like sometimes like I mean, just like a sexist thing, but girls like just they get catty, and then like you'll see like a lower person just talk shit on a manager straight up. Like I'm just like, this is fucking weird, and they're cool with it, and they just talk back, and it's just like, but she's in a higher position. I'm just like she just, oh shit, dude, it's a cat fight, dude.
No fear.
Holy shit.
Something I did in college was we did like a car project, and we were pretty much like all friends. Like, hey, let's work on this senior project. But we had to, if we didn't do this project right, none of us would graduate. And a lot of like that was an experience I had that was a nightmare in kind of what you're saying, because me and my friend were like co-captains, so we were in charge of our other friends, and I would see them spending extra time getting ready for like job interviews, resumes. And, like, they'd be like, oh, I'll get the project done later. And I'm like, we can't graduate unless we get this project done. You just passing your work off. It got, like, a lot of tensions. A lot of, like, bad blood happened.
So you wouldn't?
I didn't like it in that case. But the thing was, I learned, because I went through that, I learned a lot about myself in those situations. I got very hot-headed a lot of times. Like, when I got pissed at some of those people, because there was several times where I was, like, 3 days, no sleep. In a row, trying to get things done by a deadline, and we pulled it off, and I'm proud of that. But I was very resentful for a while at the people that weren't there at the time. Like, if I took a day off to go, like, there was times where they got turned on me, and I'm like, I don't like this vibe. It's not healthy for all of us, because like I had put in work for months, and then I took a weekend off to just like chill, and I came back, and everyone was like, "How was your weekend? Did you have a nice time?" Oh, nice. We were in here. And I was like, there's always this like point checking, and like it can get messy when it does get messy. So you got to make sure you're working, like everyone's on the same page.
That reminds me of a group project that I had, and it was due like Monday, like before class, 30 minutes before. No one's uploaded anything onto the fucking group project. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, because I had my shit all done, but I was just waiting for someone to upload so I could upload. I was like, are you guys done or what, dude? And I just started uploading. I was like, fuck it. If I have to present by myself, fuck it. And we just winged it, and we got an A. And I don't know how.
So, yeah. I mean, I came out of that feeling like it was an overall positive experience, and it made me think of like, I went into the industry with a lot more
hatred.
No, caution, and just like wherewithal of like, okay, I know how I can get in some of these environments, and I need to check myself. And it prepared me better because I didn't do that in an actual workplace. That project felt like a workplace because of that. Like there was a weekend where, and this is where like it got like in between work, like the project and real life, where some girl that we all knew was like spreading shit about me and one other guy because we had to like lay a foot down about we were in charge of an area, and she was in like breaking the rule on that, and we had told her like, hey, please don't do that. And then like I had to go talk to her and be firm and be like, no, it can't happen. Like you can't put that stuff there. That's like we're supervising that stuff, and if that mixes in, then now we're responsible for your stuff. We can't, like, it's an extra liability. And then I go back, and then I find out that that person was crying, and everyone was like, I don't give a shit what you said, like me. They're like, you're like, it was all this, like, it just became, I'm public enemy number one. I was going through a lot of personal stuff with home and like family and health and stuff.
Hashtag me too.
Cancel culture. No, it wasn't. Oh my god. No, the thing was, she did that to them, and I'm not saying like she's fine now, like, but like I never forgot that because I was going through a tough time outside of this stuff, and then that added on top of it because people were mixing the work and all this stuff, and I was like, it was a miserable time, and I didn't like how everyone involved, how it panned out, and I was like, I gotta prevent myself from getting in situations like that, of handling it better, of other, like, I don't know, just the whole thing. There's a lot to learn from that.
All right, so don't hire friends. Got it. Cool.
Yeah. More of the story.
I think good things come, but you got to make sure everyone's on the same.
Yeah, I think you have to keep it serious. Like,
well, it's like when you get roommates. It's like if you don't do a proper vetting process, you could end up with like all kinds of roommates.
Right.
And I know all those kinds of stories. And
air conditioning, seniority.
Yeah, and like then there's people that do like they know the flags to look for, they know the things to ask, and they know the boundaries to set, and you can have a better experience. So, I think it's case by case.
Case by case. So,
final answer: no.
Yes and no. Vetting. I'm vetting.
I'm gonna say yes, but it has to be for the right reason. And
so you're more yes than no.
I'm more yes than no.
I'm more no than yes.
More no than yes.
Do you guys want to start a business together?
I mean, this is technically a business. That doesn't.
Can you guys pick up the work? No,
move on to mine then. So mine, I already forgot the name of the freaking business. It's
fans only.
Fans only. OnlyFans. That's the name. So, there was a recent, or it's actually today that I saw it. Bella Thornton, which I'm not sure if you know who that is. She's an actress. She was in Step Up, I think, with Zendaya or Zendaya.
Pretty Little Liars. That's where I know her from.
Oh, okay. So she is a very young actress, and I don't know if it was her first time doing a OnlyFans or if she's had it for a while, but she was able to accumulate $1 million in 24 hours. So I saw a lot of comments in like that report that like people were saying like it's crazy that like rich people are using a method that people without means of making too much money kind of go in that direction to make more money using this method, like kind of like they're taking advantage of a system that they don't need to make even more money. And I just thought, what do you guys think? Do you think that's a kind of that's other people kind of gatekeeping, like a thing, or do you think that they have some merit to that, or what do you guys think? Like it should just be open, like it's an open thing, like anyone can do it, like streaming, anyone can do it. Like you obviously get mad at someone that already has like a following outside of Twitch, and they start streaming, and all of a sudden they have a million.
It's like getting mad at
viewers.
like Jack Black for starting a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I mean, there's people
I don't mind.
There's people that gotten mad at someone that's famous for starting like a YouTube or a streaming channel, but it's because they have like a following, but they feel like that person isn't someone who should be in that field. Like someone like that person should be streaming. Like why is he?
I don't know. That's not for them to decide though.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. I feel like it's up. Like if that person wants to start an OnlyFans and it does well, then that's on.
Yeah,
then good for them, but. Doesn't mean the other people like there's enough money and enough people out there that more than one person can do well.
I agree with that. I don't think like when someone does something and someone's watching them, they're not like taking money from you because that person probably wouldn't even have watched you in the first place. Like if you're streaming, like kind of thing like that. So you can't be like, oh, you're taking money from other people. Like that's not the case, because that money was never yours in the first place. It's just gonna get spread out to other people in the way it normally is. But what do you think, Jake?
I don't care. I just don't want them to be propped up more. I want smaller creators to... Like, I always look at Twitch as an example. Like, it only props up the people who are big.
Right.
And it's hard for... There's no logarithm to help other people. Like, you're only going to be in the front page if you're big. That's the only thing. So,
so if you're saying that means that I feel like with that logic, that means that the fact that Bella Thornton has an OnlyFans is hurting other people within that.
Well, I don't know how their logarithm shit is set up. So
isn't it just self-promotion?
Like, I think it is self-promotion.
I don't think it's like a go to OnlyFans.com.
I mean,
and like
I've never gone to the website, but I'm sure there's like featured. There has to be like if I just go to the website, here's everyone. Like that's kind of
right now.
Like YouTube's logarithm is the worst, dude.
I don't think you can see anything unless you make an account. Actually,
I have an account.
Oh, I don't.
YouTube's logarithm is the worst, man. It's just.
I think when it comes to like the
I mean it's good.
The app promoting.
It's too good.
I think with the app promoting like YouTube or something like that, yeah, like the app itself should be promoting like small time people. But yeah, with OnlyFans, this is something where I feel like she brought those people in, like, cause she's famous, she has the.
But as a platform developer, it makes sense. Like Twitch, you want people to stay on that website, so you're only gonna showcase the people who are bringing people views in.
So it's got suggestions.
Okay. Is there features or anything?
Like it's sort of like a Twitter thing where it's like it's not going to show anything unless you have thing.
Oh, you can't. Well, maybe because it's mobile, you can't scroll up or down, huh?
It's just sideways. It's like a bunch of like these are suggestions. So this
just
suggestion
swipe left.
I'm looking for Bella Thorne right now.
Found Daniel Stevens. Let me see. Bella
Perfect.
Thorne?
Daniel Jane? Oh, shit.
Wild Vargas. What's this?
That was in my hidden account.
Oh, wait. You said Bella Thorne?
Bella.
She's on the 7th page.
Wow.
So she is featured.
On the 7th page.
7th page.
I mean, that's still featured.
7 out of...
Because there's millions of accounts that you can't see right now.
Sure.
And she's on there.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
Well, all I know is we know someone that does a fans only.
Maybe.
You met her once.
The commercial girl?
No.
Then I don't know. I'm
You
bad
met
at
her at
this.
DreamHack.
I'm really bad at this.
Well,
I'm really bad at this.
forgot
You
her.
had a dream?
We forgot her, but we know someone that does.
I guess we know someone. I don't know, though.
You don't have to do like adult stuff though. You could just post pictures of like a cat.
Or like
Wow.
elephant underwear.
Sure.
WAP.
Yeah.
Get in the shower. Okay.
So yeah, I just think it's weird. Like,
But it's. I mean, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's just, it's an open, like thing. Like anyone can do it. You know, like it may seem frustrating. You know, like to think that this person's able to just hop in and all of a sudden, boom, $1 million in their first 24 hours of using this app or
Good for
whatever.
her.
Exactly, good for that person. But
They took their
Attention
name.
is the new currency. So, I mean, she's famous, so.
She took what attention she had and she put it in a direction when it was still hot and made profit. I know, like, I was reading stuff about how the porn industry has evolved to go towards things like Snapchat and OnlyFans because porn, there was the paid route and there's the free route, and at least from the video I was watching, I don't know if this is exact, but the guy they weren't doing well. The paid one was dropping because there was all these free ones, and there was some guys on the side with a lot of investment money, and they bought both of them. And then they're like, I'm just going to own the paid and the free and control them both and start a Pornhub and browsers or whatever. Pornhub.
browsers.
I think it was Pornhub. And then he's like, now I control all of it. That's monopoly on the whole thing. And then porn stars were getting paid crap money. Like Mia Khalifa, she said, like, for her, all of the videos that are like millions upon millions of rewatch times, she only got paid like 11 grand total, flat amount. And a lot of times when they ask for, other porn stars have spoken up saying when they ask for more money, they're like, this is all we can afford.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile, they're just raking in the money.
Yeah.
So some of the people that were catching on to some of these new social medias when Snapchat was coming out, they were like, oh, I'm going to set up my own personal website, lock my Snapchat so that people pay me, and then I'll give them access to that.
Yeah.
That slowly started becoming a thing, and they were making profit. Then a website that does all of that in one place came out, and it was OnlyFans.
So we had Snapchat
And
Premiums.
They don't have
OnlyFans.
to work they don't have to work weird hours. They don't have to do things that they're pressured to do on set. They don't have to work extreme conditions. They can just be their own thing. And that agency, it allowed them to do, like, it's changed that part of the industry for them in a lot of ways that gives them freedom to be, like, choosing what they want to do if they want to stay in that industry of adult film stuff. And I was like, this is cool. Like, I know the porn industry has impacted so many things and evolved in so many ways. And this is kind of like a deviation from your thing, but in the vein of like, the freedom that OnlyFans allows, I thought it'd be interesting to address, like, how it's allowed freedom in other industries.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I mean, so OnlyFans is like, even though it may be hard to believe for some people, it is part of the porn industry. Like this is in entertainment, an adult only entertainment industry. And as that field evolves, there'll be more situations like this, or more situations that'll be like a little different. Like, you know, we might start seeing people that you see. Because Bella Thorne, like, honestly, like, I remember her being kid-friendly. Like, she was a child when, you know, she was a child movie star going up. Because I think she was in Nickelodeon stuff or, like, cartoon, like Disney Plus or some shit. Well, not Plus, but Disney
When I was $30, so you could see some Mulan.
And well, now
you can see some Mulan now.
Adult movie Mulan. Yeah, and then like now here we are where like this person has created an OnlyFans, and you can see someone who just you saw like at a young age, and all of a sudden it's just a full grown adult now.
Well, I mean,
it'll be more mainstream. Like more people will jump on, more actresses. Actors.
I think
Tom Cruise OnlyFans in a movie theater.
I think the idea of like sex and like adult entertainment is becoming more okay to talk about and like view and stuff like that. So I think as we keep moving on, we'll either see a reset of stuff like this where like it's gonna go back to like no more talking about this stuff.
Throwback. It's kind of weird though. It was like Sylvester Stallone started off in porn, and then
that's where the Italian stallion name came from.
Became this big star.
What? So okay, I have a couple questions. One, what's the difference? Like, what is stopping people that are posting on OnlyFans from just making a Patreon? Like, I feel like they're very similar.
I think Patreon like has things saying like no,
there's stuff you can put
adult stuff.
You can definitely put adult stuff. I've supported
Maybe it's
Patreon.
easier to use. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
That or I feel like obviously OnlyFans is like it's a self-promotion for adult content. So it's like if you're gonna have that people know like if I go there,
also,
this is what I'm saying.
I feel like Patreon, you gotta make your shit.
Make it or break it.
Fans like here's a print of me. You gotta make stuff. Like
Amaranth,
you can make
Amaranth doesn't do that.
Oh.
On she has Patreon? And she has OnlyFans?
But she had a Patreon first, and it was what she did. She does
a couple weeks ago. I saw her in a Harry Potter cosplay.
Honestly, like I
just don't understand.
It reminds me of Lindsay Lohan. Do you remember that?
I think the adult Patreon or OnlyFans is a manifestation of adult Patreon.
Okay. It's just like what you're getting when you come.
Yeah. And when you go to Patreon, like it's kind of a harder thing.
It's easier to use or something.
Well, it's very much like a Twitter format. Like
you're also able to do it. I think also OnlyFans blew up bigger because you're able to do it privately, right? Like you can have an account without your face on it. You can put your whatever information you want. And
what's this recurring bill of OnlyFans?
Again, I'm not fully.
You mean for a user?
For a user, you can be anonymous making an OnlyFans. Like you can have because pictures you take, you're uploading yourself. You can. But I feel like
with a user, you're talking about a maker, like a creator,
or a creator, like content creator.
I thought you were talking about what he's saying, where he's like, if I'm getting billed, like I'm supporting someone.
Well, that too probably they do a good job probably with that too. But no, the content creator can make like an anonymous.
They're putting their face everywhere on it, though. That's the whole.
No, there are some people that do that because they're okay with it. But I feel like there are people that like. Every picture they take, it's like their head's been like,
Oh, right. Okay.
It's like up to their neck. It takes a picture, and all you see is like the body or whatever. And I mean, technically, you could probably do that with Patreon too. But I feel like Patreon's a more open area where it's like people are more open to supporting someone if they know who they are. So if you have kind of like an adult area, people are like, I don't know about that because this is Patreon. It's more like maybe support the content that I want,
maybe,
or the creator that I want. Yeah. Where
I was just curious.
And it is that I feel like it is that like kind of difference as well. So Patreon is you support the creator more than the content that they're having. I mean, you're happy with the content they're doing, but the creator. It's more focused on the creator than anything. OnlyFans, I feel like it's more centered on the content that the creator is doing because that's what you want to see. That's the biggest part of it. With that,
no, there's a lot of Patreon. I don't know. Like, there's a good amount of Patreons that are like that. It varies more. I'll say that. But
like, kind of funny. It has Patreon.
Sure, but there are cosplayers that just post photos on their Patreon.
Oh, okay,
and that's exactly what they do on their OnlyFans. So I'm like, in those cases, why? Like, there's an overlap. I get that OnlyFans is only that kind of content.
I heard a special, Black Widow Amaranth. Patreon is gonna happen when the movie comes out. Oh man,
yeah, probably.
I mean, this is like just another way of like gaming the system for you to make more money, and it works for her. It works for her.
I mean, some porn stars do Twitch now, so
and
watch
YouTube.
Me stream.
There's some YouTubers too,
and they get views.
Yeah,
they get some views.
For me, I mean, OnlyFans is another form of like. an area for content creators to show things. And if someone comes in that already has like a following outside of this and, you know, makes money, it's all good for them. Like, you know, this is an open platform. Anyone can come in and make content. So, you know, I'm not here to like gatekeep or anything like that. So
stop gate.
Open the gates.
Close the gates.
Close the gates.
When will we see a Wild Vargas Patreon?
Never.
It's already out there.
It's too dangerous. You don't want to open those gates.
Get that monkey on the phone right now.
$5 and he'll start playing WoW.
The content you want to see. But that's my topic. If you want to move on yours.
All right, yeah. So last week we talked about DC doing their like fan expo over the weekend, and we were speculating what it would be. Well, now, as of the posting of that episode that we talked about, it had happened. So I want to react to it. Did you guys watch any of the things that they showcased, like the trailers or the game reveals?
I saw Batman.
There's some trailers.
Saw some trailers.
Two game trailers.
Yeah, there's a couple of game trailers. So yeah, I just want to gauge like what did you guys think about some of that stuff?
I saw Suicide killed Justice League.
So there was the Rocksteady game, Suicide Kill the Justice League. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is the Rocksteady game. They showed Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, and Deadshot, and then they showed like Brainiac and like looked like a mind-controlled Superman. It was kind of a cinematic thing, but what did you guys think of that game?
Would you say he's mind-controlled? I would just say he's fucking evil as fuck.
He looked like he wasn't himself.
Probably because they killed Lois Lane.
Maybe.
It looked exciting. What was it? A single-player game that you can also do co-op. So that's kind of cool. Interesting because they like co-op is. I feel like co-op at this point is almost a thing of the past. Like
really?
It's rare to see a co-op game.
What?
There's multiplayer games like because so it's there's obviously like A Way Out is a co-op game, right? You like two people can play towards the same goal.
Well, okay, what are you defining as co-op? Because I feel
co-op is playing like I consider co-op a single player game where more than one person can play.
You think there's not that many of that?
I feel like there's not that many of that. I feel like A Way Out tried to like capitalize on it. Like we are a co-op game. Like
what he means to say, I mean, I kind of go with him. There were a lot more in previous generation co-op games than now.
But also the
Army of
times
Two,
are different. Like
Kane and Lynch,
internet
Gears
was a
of War.
thing of the past. Like
There's still Gears of War.
Yeah.
Call of Duty still does it.
But like the more like in the beginning, Call of Duty had co-op on everything, and then they removed it, and then they had it again, and then they added it in zombie modes or whatever.
Okay.
But zombie mode.
Anyway, I'm sticking on something. I'm sorry. You had a train of thought. Co-op. You said it was going away. You think
maybe I should add couch to it.
I just feel like there's more single player games now than co-op.
I just see everything adding like a multiplayer feature where it's like
there's multiplayer feature, but that's not co-op. Multiplayer?
No. I'm talking like Anthem. You can play it co-op. Destiny. You can play it co-op. Call of Duty. You can play it co-op.
You can play Anthem co-op.
Yeah, you can play with like they make everything where it's like play with a squad. Like everything's like.
Can I be in your house and play on the same console?
So couch co-op is different.
That's what I'm. I guess
that
that's
is
that was my whole thought process was couch co-op.
I thought you were going there. I was like, I don't know. I still see a lot of co-op in general because everything's now like there's just
online
by
multiplayer, which I consider whatchamacallit, Anthem to be online multiplayer, but like couch co-op is what I was like thinking the whole time is not having internet and being able to.
Well, this I think is both. I don't know if it is couch or not, but they said like you can play with other people. So
there's that one.
Okay, Jang, what did you think of that game?
I don't like the whole. I wish it was a single player. You could play as one person.
You want to be the Justice League killing the Suicide Squad?
No, I want to be Suicide Squad. I would rather be Superman. I wish it was a Superman game, but I want to be Suicide Squad taking on Superman.
You should try Superman 64. I heard it was a really good game.
I did. Thanks. It's on YouTube. The Last Boss YouTube.com/. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be better than WB. I just don't like WB fucking Montreal or whatever their games, I don't know. Arkham Origins is not good, dude. It's just not good.
Rocksteady.
You say it's the same. It's not the same, dude. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like all the God of Wars, and then you play God of War Ascension. It's just like, it looks the same. It doesn't play the same. Something about it's just not right. It's just, I don't know. It's made by different. I don't think it was made by Sony, Santa Monica.
The God of War Ascension. Okay.
Yeah, it just doesn't. I don't know.
It's been a while, so.
But I've never played Arkham Knight, so. And I heard
that's the final one.
Yeah, and that's by Rocksteady. And I heard the final act is not good for that game.
Yeah, I remember Arkham Asylum. The end I wasn't huge on, but I liked everything else. So. Yeah. But so you're big on the Rocksteady. You find
I'm in it. I'm still in it.
Okay. Then let's talk. So I don't know. Like for that one, for me, I thought the trailer was cool, but it was all cinematic.
Yeah.
And when they were showing the beginning of it, I honestly thought it was going to be Injustice 3, because Injustice 2 had a lot of Brainiac stuff, and it started with like a giant Brainiac thing. And they said that this game is taking place in the same universe as the Arkham.
How'd you feel about the way the trailer was? It's a basic formula, like insert this, insert rap song, insert montage.
It didn't do it like I know Rocksteady, everyone's been hyped for it. I felt like the trailer to me was kind of underwhelming because, and it kind of ties in with what we saw of Montreal's as well. Both games feel like they're just like, let's just make co-op DC games. And I was like, fine, I guess. I'm not like super stoked, but I'm not super against it. But yeah, it felt like a formulaic kind of trailer of like hip-hop crazy. Oh shit, it's about to get crazy. I don't know.
Whatever happened to that Gotham City game?
Where
you played
it's like Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The imposters versus the. I
remember that.
That's just gone, dude.
That's
wiped off the face of the earth, apparently.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't. Rocksteady does good stuff, but I feel like they're going in a direction where it's going to be like this month we're going to have like kind of like a service kind of game. Like we're going to have events happen and all this shit. So the WB game, it was Gotham Knights.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot
trailer?
about that. I saw that.
And you saw it? So they show the trailer. It shows Bruce Wayne.
They dropped the bomb.
Yeah, they dropped a bomb saying, Bruce Wayne, I've died, if you're watching this video. And it cuts to like all these different Batman friends watching the video. Like Nightwing, Robin.
I don't think he's dead.
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead.
I don't think he's dead. He's going to be one of those.
Which is a weird thing. Like, it's so funny.
Batman.
Like, it's Batman. But like, what's funny is like, to start out like that, like with that huge bomb drop, it feels like, okay, so you already wiped out like the twist. So I feel like you have to have another twist, and the twist is he's not dead. That's kind of why I took it.
Possibly, I could definitely see that train of thought. So knowing the story of in terms of just the villains,
I don't even know it.
Is was it the Talons?
No, isn't it the
owls?
owls?
Well, it's Talons. They have Talons, and those are like the
vultures.
They're like the people that go do the stuff they need them to do.
Oh, so their Talons is part of the owls?
I'm not a fan of the quarter owls, by the way. Sorry to all your comic book fans.
That whole story you're not a fan of?
What about the mask, though, that came with the whole thing?
I don't know. It was a fun, like, that was, I think, Scott Snyder's first story with doing Batman. The reason I think that there's still room for a lot of surprises is because the Court of Owls is like, there's always been this secret society of people, and it's people you don't expect.
So this is like, I'm not gonna actually go there. So they're like a secret society of like,
it's like retcon. They've been in Gotham for a long time,
but
way before.
But they've like they do things where it's like if they don't want someone, they'll take that person out and then continue living life.
They're like, oh, the reason the Gotham's been shaped this way is because that group has had a shaping.
Okay.
Behind the scenes, entire over like a decade, centuries.
Okay.
And so, like, it's like deep seated. So there's room for like being like, oh shit, this family's actually a part of the Court of like. They could probably pull that stuff, but
there's a scene where like Commissioner Gordon goes to Batman. I am an owl. No, it's kidding.
Hail Hydra.
I made that up. That would have been better though.
Batman
hire James. DC.
What if Batman goes to Gordon and goes?
One of the things that I don't like about the owls is, Batman, he gets defeated by the owls. That's spoilers. But they're not human. They're like
it's some
supernatural, I guess. I don't know.
I think
And so,
aliens.
It's been a
like,
while.
Batman's never been beaten straight up man to man. Even Bane, he's recovering from pneumonia. He didn't beat Bane straight up.
Did you read the Tom King?
Mm-mm. He's canceled.
He
though.
beats-
He's canceled.
Wait, he is?
You know, well, he came to conclusions.
Where's the one where he gets his back broken?
That was a while
Bane.
ago too, but that was Bane.
But does he loses that one, right?
But he,
Or
had
does
he was
recover?
recovering from pneumonia.
That was the one Jang's talking about.
Oh, so he's recovering from that and pneumonia, and then he still beats the shit out of Bane.
No, he loses.
Oh,
He
Gets his
loses,
back.
but he's saying it's because he had this other, like, he wasn't
because it
as
wasn't
full.
100
It wasn't
100%.
1-to-1,
100%. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
What I'm saying is there's another story later that it is 1-to-1 and shit gets crazy.
And it's because
I
Bane
know
is
he gets
born of
beaten
the
up
night.
by Lady Shiva, but he's still. This is after he gets his back broken and he's training to become Batman again. But he's still because he's not 100% sure. But I think she could still beat him up if he was 100.
He beat Darkseid, so.
He beat Superman.
Anyway, but Montreal, they showed this game trailer. When you saw the trailer, what did you think?
I was excited for the multi option of characters because
Was
I've
there any
always
character in particular that you thought was...
Wild Vargas would play Red Hood.
I was gonna say I don't care for Red.
Yeah, but Wild Vargas cares.
Yeah, the gun. It's just like for me, like the way obviously like these heroes are like Batman related stuff. Like weapon, like a gun essentially is not a weapon that I think of when I do it. So for me, it's either Robin or Night Owl or Nighthawk,
Nightwing?
Nightwing. Who the fuck his name is? Those two guys. So I'm leaning more towards Nightwing.
Okay.
Because he has the staff, right?
He's got the staff that becomes too
Yeah,
small. Yeah. Jang?
Is the Robin Damien?
I think it's Tim Drake. I would love if they added Damien.
I would
I
pick
bet
Damien.
you it's going to be like
DLC.
A DLC.
I'd pick Damien or Nightwing.
They show a teaser where it's like just a shadow, and like everyone's like it's Spider-Man.
I mean, this is another game where I feel like they're going to make it a service and add like content, and they'll be like Battle for the Cowl. It's going to be a bunch of like these
Man,
characters.
games as a
You get to
service.
Fall Guys it. Grab the cow at the
No,
end.
Fallout guys.
You got to make sure you pull the trigger to grab. Yeah, this didn't do much for me. I thought the story's interesting, and it's an interesting adaptation.
Trailer wise, I was more excited for this one than I was for the Suicide one.
This one felt more like like the continuation of the Rocksteady stuff. So I'm kind of surprised.
I feel like people lost their shit because of Quarter Owls, though.
yeah.
I'm just like, Quarter Owls,
Again, both. I think though this one had gameplay shown after. I didn't watch it because this one's
no rap music.
This one also is coming out much earlier than the Suicide Squad one. The Suicide Squad one was like a long ways away. So those are the two games they showed.
I'm gonna compare it to another comic book trailer. I think Spider-Man was a better trailer than both those.
The Miles
PS5,
Morales.
yeah.
Oh, the Miles Morales.
Then that was the cinematic slow motion, showed nothing. That was more exciting than those
More
two.
hype.
The hype.
So they had. I actually didn't watch this one. I might have watched it, but because I think it's a teaser. Black Adam.
So this one was Dwayne The Rock Johnson talking and then narrating over concept art, pretty much, and cutting between a bunch of concept
And
art.
so so I saw the video with concept art, and it wasn't like
Amazing. I've been imprisoned for 1,000 years.
The way he talked about it, I was like, Scorpion King 2? That's all I could think of was like...
Hopefully, Corridor Digital remasters it, with better graphics. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was good. Yeah, did you see this, Jang?
I saw it.
What did you think?
I have no interest for Black Adam. I don't care. I don't care for Black Adam. I would rather seen Shazam 2. Fuck, man.
But Black Adam
So-
is part of a Shazam universe.
It is part of that, but-
so I would watch
But
it.
so
'cause-
it showed the guy, right?
Yeah,
The
the staff.
who? Who are you? Star-Lord. Who?
But so
Dude,
Black Adam.
So what? Dude, Shazam is really smart because they made that guy look cheesy on purpose, and I was like, God damn, this is fucking perfect.
So Black Adam is an individual who receives the similar type of powers from this wizard guy.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he uses it for more of like a vengeance, Like
revenge.
I've been like me and my people have been repressed or beaten down, and I'm using this now to get revenge and retribution for everything. And I'm giving my brand of justice. So he's sort of like a Punisher in a way, on a mystical, powerful level.
So he could be that kid in the beginning of Shazam, who wasn't worthy of it. Wait, is it?
No, that was the guy.
Okay, never mind.
It would have been cool if they showed Shazam in somewhere in there. I don't know.
They might later, or they might, because they showed, I think, just a cover of what the Shazam 2 movie is.
He's the villain. I fucking just remembered.
Yeah. Mark Strong. But I think they're trying to pitch it as like an anti-hero thing, sort of like Venom went off and some of these other ones have gone off. And there's merit to it because if you look at, like, he kind of reminds me of a Doctor Doom where it's like he has his own brand of justice and he wields it in like a very tyrannical way, but in his eyes he's the hero. Like, and I think they're leaning into that almost too much. But I don't know. It's an interesting thing to try. Black Adam's been good and bad, I guess. But I would like to see this being a way that they introduce the society of America.
That's what I'm hoping it is. It's like an intro to similar to what Marvel's doing with their like cinematic universe, where it's like we get like I don't know what like Shazam would be, like Shazam universe or some shit. I don't know if there's a name for that.
Well, they're both involved. There's like the Justice League and there's the Justice Society. The Society is like a whole bunch of different heroes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they have just like a very different vibe.
I think they're trying to fix what they have now. They shouldn't fix JLA, dude.
Well, no. I'm not saying make any kind of cohesive thing. I just want some of those characters to be like, maybe like one of the people that comes in is like Hawkman. And like, it's just one-on-one Hawkman and
Hawkeye
and Black Adam, and that'd be an interesting confrontation. And you have no idea of whether that's a connection to anything. They don't try to like make this like building. I agree. I don't think they should focus on that. But speaking of Justice League, Snyder cut. They showed that
4 hours longer.
4 hours long. Did you guys see the trailer?
I saw the trailer, but I haven't seen Justice League either, so I don't know.
Justice League? Nope. So all the footage they showed was either very different or completely new.
I've only seen Batman vs. Superman. And one other Shazam. That's the only DC film I have seen.
Oh, okay.
The other ones I know are garbage, so I don't need to see more. I mean, Wonder Woman I want to see. I do want to see.
doing bad, dude.
We'll get to Wonder Woman next, but Justice League Snyder cut.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch
the
that
Dark Side image they showed. They never showed any Dark Side. They showed just like his apocalypse symbol and like kind of like silhouettes in the original cut.
I'm going to let you know. I'm going to be really pissed. This doesn't improve them. If the movie sucks, I'm like, that was the fucking Snyder cut, and it sucks.
The thing is, like, for me, I understand that, like, the way you cut a movie could make a movie completely different than what like the narrative was like in an original cut. So I'm hoping that this is going to be that route. Again, I can't compare it, but I'm pretty sure I would enjoy this more than the original.
Zack Snyder, like, I mean, he's not consistent. He has made some good movies, but he's made a lot of stinkers, dude. He's made a couple good movies. Have you guys
heard of a movie called Sucker Punch? Dude, but I'd like to remind the world of the movie Sucker Punch.
The zombie movie he made was good. Fucking his first couple movies were fucking good, dude. I don't know what happened, dude. He just couldn't recreate the magic.
So I have seen Justice League. I think the big things that were very different were the Joss Whedon script stuff, and you can definitely tell it's a Joss Whedon part because like it just starts getting weird comedy kind of stuff. I feel like the way this is being made and cut
more dark and serious
is definitely darker, definitely more serious. But I think there's also new scenes that they didn't shoot or
they probably just never use.
Either never used or they're adding in post because a lot of them are CG stuff.
I really feel like they didn't put more work into adding more footage. I feel like this is footage they already had, and he's just adding into it.
No, he said.
Oh, they did like refilm stuff?
He said some of it has been shot, and that was additional, and a lot of it is reused, though, or unused, one of those two. But there were a few things they had to reshoot. But I don't think it's going to be like night and day. These are two different things. I think if you however you feel about whatever the original cut is, it's very much going to be the same kind of film.
Maybe this is his M. Night Shyamalan moment where M. Night Shyamalan came up with good films, sucky films, and then the second coming came.
That's
so
true.
I hope.
I will say, okay, before I say mine, how many movies have you seen where there have been several different cuts and you've cut, like, you like one cut and you don't like another cut? Like, for me, one of them is True Romance.
For me,
I don't like the theatrical cut. The Tarantino cut is like night and day different for me.
For me, it's 0. So I know I've seen like a movie that says like director's cut or some other cut, but like I don't ever remember the differences.
Blade Runner and didn't like both cuts.
Wait, there's more than 2.
Yeah, director's cut. One of the director's cut in this original.
See, like that's one where so I've seen the original when it came out. Like, not when it came out, but I've seen the original early in my life, and then they came out with like a director's cut. I know I've seen that one because that came out on fucking TV at some point. And then there's whatever one of the third ones I might have seen or whatever, but I don't remember the difference between the original.
Largely,
and
it's the ending.
Okay.
Star Wars has a lot of cuts.
Star Wars has a lot of cuts, and those like the more recent ones I hate very much.
Well, because they added CG stuff, like like Han now doesn't shoot first. Apparently,
I don't like. Yeah, it makes me just not want to watch them. What's it called? Fuck, I just had it. I will say extended cuts, like Lord of the Rings. Those films, when I watch the theatrical version versus the extended one, it's a totally different film for me because there's so many side stories that they add into it that make it a completely different movie for me. Like scenes that you're like, why is there focus on that guy now? And you're like, because in the extended cut, they've explained why he's in this fight and he's doing these things, and you're like, holy shit, they gave that character attention that he never had and meaning for whatever he's doing or she's doing. So I think extended has a thing, but the other one is I Am Legend.
I don't think I've seen.
The ending of the theatrical, the one they went with, I hate.
Yeah.
The ending of the original
let's
version.
spoil this one just because I want to know the difference. So I know in the one that I saw,
the one that everyone saw,
he risks himself to save people, and he dies, right? He goes into a spot with like
he captures one of the things, and then they chase him, and he blows that whole place up. And then the 3 other people get away.
Exactly.
The 2 or 3, I forget. The other people, whoever was there that he found, get away.
And in this new cut,
they added a scene which explains.
Well, so he kidnaps the person,
right?
And he's down there, and he sees that other monster yelling at him, and he doesn't understand why. And then they make fog right with their breath, and they draw a shape, and it's like a butterfly. And then he looks at the one he kidnapped, and there's a butterfly on her ankle, and you can tell it's a guy and a girl. And he's realizing that he's the monster.
Now he's the monster because he's living on his own.
Well, no, because he's hurt, like torturing these people. He's been chasing them. He's been hunting them.
You've also realized that society is flipped now. Like these monsters are the standard people living in the world, and the humans that are trying to survive are now the monsters.
I had a different take on it because that butterfly is always in the film. So like they do the butterfly, he realizes, oh, this is change. Like the butterfly has changed, and it's like I'm not part. It's kind of like yours, but it's like. That society has changed.
Right.
I'm not part of this.
I just remember they also showed the ankle, and I think that maybe that just adds to it. But the fact that he's the outlier, the monster.
He allows her to escape,
and then he gives her back.
Exactly. And so there's no death between any of them.
Right. But the original work of the story, I Am Legend, is when the person realizes they're the monster. The whole time you're like, it's a survival thing. You're surviving against all these monsters, and it's like. That flip, and I'm like, that changes the movie for me.
Yeah, it's a small thing. Literally, everything else is the same. Yeah. And the fact that you realize, like, when he has that realization, and then you as a viewer have it, you realize, like, the whole time I've been watching this movie, you realize like every shot is completely different now to you. Like seeing it from this point of view, you realize like these people are afraid of him. And you see them like acting different.
You rewatch it.
Yeah, you're watching. You're like, oh shit, they're acting afraid. They're not acting like.
Snyder might pull one.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it could completely change the movie. Like even one small detail at the end could completely change the movie.
Maybe.
So we'll see.
I mean, people have been hyping it. Release the Snyder Cut.
I think the hype has become a beast.
The fact that it's a 4-hour movie now, they're also
releasing it
makes it an extended cut.
Sure,
I'm just saying.
It's 4 hours, and they're releasing it in 1 hour pieces on HBO Max.
What the fuck is with these pieces, dude?
Better than $30
I know,
for
right?
Mulan.
Isn't everything on HBO Max pretty much like
Hey,
all
Bella Thorne's
documentaries are like in
$30.
pieces? No? There's no like one full documentary.
That's a Netflix thing. The Last Dance. That's not HBO.
Where's the Michael Jordan one?
That's
Netflix?
what I'm talking about.
Oh, son of a bitch! All right,
Hey,
Neverland though.
Watch
That's
High Score.
Fucking two hours.
Watch High Score. It's 6 pieces.
Well, but they're different episodes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
What other things came out?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman trailer.
I didn't like the trailer.
So we finally see a villain, right? They didn't show that before.
So they showed 2 villains.
Oh, there's
Well, if you know comics, you know there's 2 villains. If you don't know comics,
spoilers.
there's 1.
Okay. I don't know comics. I only saw one villain.
Okay. I won't talk about the other one.
I'm sure if I look out now, I'll know. Oh, Cheetah. Yeah, there's like 2 seconds footage of her, isn't it?
No, it's more.
Oh, okay.
One part I found was funny was the end, the fanny pack. It's like, is this in? It's in now.
Supreme.
For now, it's in.
I think it's interesting. I'm curious where I feel like they're expanding Wonder Woman and seeing where that takes it. I'm curious what that rivalry between Cheetah and Wonder Woman is going to be like. But I'm more curious if they're going to include, I won't say what it is, but if they include something called the OMAC Project. If they do, I'm really interested. If they don't, then I'm whatever.
What if they only touch upon it?
If it leads to something with it in the future, I'm fine.
No clue what that is, but okay.
It's a cool comic thing that I think is interesting.
In real life, there's a
The Manhattan
charity
Project?
/ winning thing called OMAC.
It's not that. But I don't know. It's like they're harping on the 80s. Everyone loves 80s stuff. So
I mean, they've done a good job. Like, I've seen, obviously, the previous 2 Wonder Womans. It's not...
Whoa.
Isn't there...
Wild Bugs is in the house.
There's the... Is only one?
Wild Bugs is in the house.
You sure?
I didn't see the Wonder Woman
film.
film.
Second one.
I didn't see the Wonder Woman film, which
there's
means...
a lot of superhero movies. Okay, guys? There's a lot of superhero
Which
movies.
means I've only seen one. And all I'm saying is, if you watch all the Marvel films, you gave Marvel like $300, dude. Dabs.
Isn't there 2?
Dabs. There's one.
she's in Batman v Superman and Justice League, but
So,
those aren't Wonder Woman.
In the original, or in the only existing Wonder Woman movie, apparently, it shows her upbringing. It shows her meet the
Chris
dude.
Pine.
It shows Chris Pine
Don't
on
spoil
his
it.
own, right? On his
We
own.
haven't seen it. I haven't
It
seen
shows her fight like
oh yeah,
it shows her. It shows her fight like a lightning dude. That all happens in one movie.
it. No, they broke it in 2 parts.
That was a
HBO.
trilogy.
They broke it in 2 parts. HBO.
See, that's why I was confused about it. It's 2 parts. Anyways, it's a good movie, but it's not a great movie. And like,
I'm gonna assume it's their best movie.
okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
DC's best movie. No?
it is.
I don't think so.
I consider
Okay.
it their best
What,
movie.
what
but-
number is it? 2?
2, yeah, because Shazam's probably ahead for him,
2?
and mine's flipped.
I don't
Wonder
know.
Woman's in front,
It's all
Shazam's
over-
second.
like I don't like you love Shazam. I don't love Shazam.
I don't love it. I like it.
Okay, of the DC movies, you're
That's
like,
their best
it's-
one.
I don't think so.
I think that's their best one. And I haven't seen Wonder Woman, so.
Obviously, if we're talking about like all the previous Batmans,
We're
then
not.
all
We're
those
talking,
are
like,
ahead. But
DC.
yeah, I'm talking about like
DC Universe.
Batman
yeah,
v Superman.
for me, I haven't even seen it, so I can't say that. What is it, Martha? Is it right?
Martha.
Yeah, Martha.
So in Black Adam,
Batman kills like 40 people in that fucking movie.
It's a different
Fucking-
Batman.
Holy shit.
When that happened, I was like, "What? Whoa! Whoa!
How do you like
whoa."
them apples? Matt Damon's like,
Fucking that caught me so off guard. DC movies are off in all directions. I haven't seen Aquaman. I think that's the only one I haven't seen.
seen it either. So
It's not good.
Wonder Woman's pretty good. I think it falls apart at the end. That's my only regret.
It's still like compared to all the other ones I've seen.
it's sad because if you put Wonder Woman, like how good is it? It is in the Marvel universe. It'd probably be in the end.
It'd be the
Like,
it'd be
not in
like
the
the
last,
fall at the bottom.
because
No.
like It's better. I would assume it's better than the Thor films. There's no way Wonder Woman's worse than the Thor films.
Well, fuck, like, what is it? Thor 2? No, Thor 1 and
Thor
2.
3.
Revelation.
Thor
Revolutions?
3 is one of my favorite Marvel.
Yeah.
That
Thor
one
1
is
and-
like on top.
Thor 1 and 2 is
We got fucking
the worst.
We got
Thor 1
Guardians
and
of the
2.
Galaxy, Thor 3, fucking.
Wait, which movie?
Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor
At the
3.
top. You're talking
Like those
top.
are the top for Marvel, and it's still like top like 4.
Wonder Woman is better than Age of Ultron.
that's not.
I'm
That's
just
not
saying.
saying-
I'm trying to think of other
Age of
movies.
Ultron's bad. Dude.
I'm trying to think of other Marvel movies that.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's.
Within DC universe, I consider Wonder Woman to be on top right now
All right.
for them.
Up until we see this next movie,
Batman.
Oh yes.
The Batman. What'd you guys think of this?
The
trailer?
Batman. Very violent, which is something that obviously people very associate Batman with a lot. And I feel like it.
What was so going into it? You guys were what? Hesitant?
The only
Before?
thing that threw me off guard is honestly everything was amazing, and then there's the very end where it shows him just like without the mask, like looking down, and it like the first thing I thought was Spider-Man emo version, like where it shows what's his face,
Tobey Maguire.
yeah. And that's the first thing I thought, but then like as I thought about it, it's like it's probably because he does have like darker areas, but it's probably like the makeup he has to
Sure.
have to hide his eyes when he's using the mask or
Like,
whatever.
there's a lot of comic book moments where he's just sitting there brooding,
Yeah.
like just looking at his.
Those
It's just
early
like-
days, he does that a lot.
It's just Robert Pattinson has a baby face for me. Like it doesn't look like
Okay.
he's a hardened, like
Would you? So the trailer
vigilante.
grabbed you. You want to see this movie?
It made me excited.
They got a few villains in there. Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz.
Penguin.
Paul Dano is playing the Riddler, who I don't know if we got a good look at.
Yeah,
I couldn't
I
tell
get
if
it.
that's guy with the duct
Yeah,
tape was
I
him.
couldn't get a good look at that one.
And then unrecognizably, Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
Doesn't
which
look anything like Colin Farrell. That's crazy.
there were two parts where he was in it, and I was like, why are they looking at this guy? I'm like, who's
He
this
looks
guy?
like a young Albert Molina, the guy
Alfred
who plays Doc
Molina,
Ock,
yeah.
like a really young Doc Ock.
A lot of people were saying he looks like this. I'll find a picture of him while we keep talking. But so,
The guy who directed it never saw any of the Planet of the Apes, but he did direct Felicity. That was his for comeuppance. There's an episode of Felicity. I don't watch Felicity, but there was an episode of Felicity, like the way it was shot. Grade A television. Like fuck, man. Like they do something very unexpected.
He did all of the newer Planet of the Apes or the older
yeah,
ones?
the
newer
newer
ones.
the
Okay.
Rise
Yeah.
of the Planet of the Apes,
Okay.
the War of the Planet.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were saying they don't think that's Colin Farrell. They think it's this guy.
It does really look
It
like
looks
him
a
more,
lot
yeah.
like him. His name is Richard Kind. He's one of the voices in Big Mouth as one of the dads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only know that guy from the director from the Planet of the Apes movies, and they're solid. Like I felt like there's an actual progressive story with each one. But what he said in many interviews and what this film seems like it's going to revolve around is actual mystery and detective kind of work.
Mm.
And I'm very curious about that because I want them to actually do a solid Batman movie with proper investigation, looking into things that figure the riddles, figuring all these riddles out, and have an actual kind of Zodiac killer or Seven type of you gotta people were showing side by side shots of how they were inspired by a lot of the same scenes as Seven, when they find the signs and they find the painting over the newspapers and stuff. I'm like, I can get behind a movie that's
What's in the box?
a Batman movie that's inspired by Seven, man. That'd be fucking crazy. But they show. I think Alfred's gonna be played by Andy Serkis,
Oh wow.
and I think we hear his voice he was talking about. I don't know, just the overall tone of it. You guys like it? Do you think there's potential? Are you? Is there any worries you guys have?
I mean, I don't know. I think obviously for me,
There's
not obviously, but
one
I
big worry.
think this has the most potential for everything that I saw
Of the DC stuff?
of the DC stuff. Yeah.
There's one big worry. He's following the coattails of the great Christopher Nolan. That's the only thing. I feel like people are gonna judge it with the
Fair.
previous.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
maybe the Batfleck stuff is a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah.
The thing I hate though is I feel like anything Batman, they're very safe to do. Like, because there's already like this whole thing for it.
Well, it's gonna make money.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a
It
safe
could
thing
suck.
to do.
It could be a stinker. It's gonna make money.
That's
Do
what
the Superman's movies make money?
They make profit. Yeah.
They still do.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't go negative.
But
yeah,
it's
for
not-
sure they don't go negative.
Yeah, but it's not as big as Batman. I feel
It's-
like Batman is the safest thing to do, and I wish they would do something.
One
like
of the
this
reasons why
for anything else.
M. Night Shyamalan keeps getting films is he always makes a profit, even if his movies stink.
Really?
Even before his last good
except
movies,
Avatar.
he makes money. Avatar made money.
That doesn't
It
make any
made
sense.
money.
Doesn't make any sense.
It made money. If you make money,
Doesn't make
you
any
work
sense.
for Hollywood.
So wait, sorry, I didn't catch what you were saying. Is Batman safe? So
So,
you wish what?
I
didn't
wish
hear what
this type of like. I wish they would play the way they're doing Batman, other characters or other people. Like
Yeah.
they could have gone like Shazam route. They could have gone like. I mean, I don't know too many DC characters,
right.
but like
other characters.
yeah,
get this
yeah,
kind of
like
treatment.
yeah, this kind of treatment, and like it's just Batman is Batman. Like it's like reiteration. It's at this point it's their version of Spider-Man. Like there's
course.
just so many fucking movies of it,
Right.
and at some point they'll hit the nail on the head the way they did with the most recent Spider-Man. But like
I don't know. I feel like the one where they hit the nail on the head, even more so, was Into the Spider-Verse,
mhm.
and we couldn't have gotten that if we didn't have so many Spider-Man, because it's like being meta about why there's so many Spider-Man movies.
right.
So
I just
I
wish
agree,
they would
though,
take
that
that
there's a
effort.
saturation.
Yeah, like take that effort and that money and try a new.
Do it like Daredevil.
Go for your B-list fucking heroes. Go for your C-list.
Do it like
heroes.
Daredevil. This show. Jessica Jones, dark, gritty. Don't retell the story.
So here's something that I found out about after the trailer was that because it's on HBO Max, there's going to be a mini series about within the world of this Batman movie, set 1 year before this movie, about the Gotham Police Department, about them just like going like working in like the corrupt bureaucracy, the corrupt police force. Commissioner Gordon, played by Bernard from Westworld.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great casting. I like him. But like, I don't know. There's a comic called Gotham, and for me, it was like The Wire set in Gotham in a lot of ways. Did you ever read it, Jane? They had some good stories, and like they go through a lot of stuff where between the corrupt and the non-corrupt, all the cops were like, whenever we have to put on the bat signal, it was like a mark of shame on them. Like every time Gordon would walk by them to turn that on, everyone in the office was like, I fucking hate this shit. Because like
they're relying on someone else.
They were like, we can't do our job.
Yeah.
And like it was a constant message throughout the part of the run that I read, and it's a long run, so I don't know if it changed, but that like I want to see that explored. So I'm curious about that miniseries. And I'm also curious because in this Batman movie they kind of show him working with the police. Like he was walking in the investigation with the cops there. And I don't know, we haven't seen that in one of the Batman movies in a while. So I don't know, I'm curious. But yeah, the violence was, I think that was where people were like, I think they were aware of the criticism they would get for casting and for like the tone of this vibe. But they're like, oh, Robert Pattinson is Batman? And they're like, show him that scene. And that where he just beats the shit out of that one guy. Now, when I saw that, I thought of Daredevil. Like you made the comparisons to Daredevil. I thought of that too. So I'm hopeful. I'm very excited. There was one other thing that we're talking about Batman and Batman. They showed concept art and they kind of described what the Flash movie was going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be about Flashpoint, which is like this big meta story of like the timelines changing or not changing. And behind the Flash, the present day Flash, they showed Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yes.
So
that he goes back in time and meets Michael Keaton Batman.
maybe.
Is Flashpoint?
Multiverse.
Is that one? Is the story? Is there a story in that one where it shows him create himself essentially?
What do you mean create himself?
Isn't there one where like he goes back in time and he tries to like
Someone else does that.
Oh, okay.
In the Flashpoint story, there's another character that goes back in time and alters the beginnings of someone. And there's many ramifications for all these changes that happen as a result of it. And it affects everyone, and there's like splintering or merging of timelines and multiverse and stuff. It's very crazy. So, yeah. Anyway, there was a lot.
You forgot one the biggest thing that's the best thing that they showcased.
Batman.
The ending.
James Gunn. How dare you, sir? The thing I'm most excited. How dare you, sir?
I don't know. I thought it was late, and yeah,
James
you're right.
Gunn's fucking
Squad.
Suicide
They didn't
Squad.
show that much.
I
though.
know,
but you're right. 100%. You're right. Suicide. What'd you guys think?
I'm
of that
most
one?
excited for that one.
Yeah,
that's.
I didn't see anything of it.
Nothing.
James Gunn.
Talk it.
He has the Midas touch. Got fired from Marvel, Disney, DC. I said it in a podcast. I said DC better fucking hire this man. Hires him. Fucking makes Suicide Squad. Then Marvel rehires him.
But we haven't seen anything yet for it, right?
Yeah, but we've seen Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1 and 2.
Everything he's done. Super Guardians of the Galaxy. Slither.
He has the Midas touch.
He can also make a movie that's not going to be good at the same time. Like, it's
That's
just,
possible.
You're
That's
putting
possible.
too much on one
It's
person.
possible, but he comes from such a weird background. He started off making B movies. That's why it's like so like. He started off Trauma, dude. Toxic Avenger.
We're talking about DC right here.
Well, the thing is, the subject matter of Suicide Squad is
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is very much
B fucking list characters.
just like shit of the earth.
Like they showcased it. I was like, I don't know, 90% Rat Face or whatever his name. Weasel. It's like
Polka Dot Man.
I was like, what the?
John Cena
as what is it?
as douchey Captain America.
Idris Alba.
Taika Waititi is
Dude,
voicing a character,
when
and they
you
haven't
see-
said.
I mean, you've seen the title screens, right? All the celebrities.
Yeah. I saw a thing where it shows literally every celebrity
That
come
shit
on
is
screen with their costume on.
A-list, man.
But
holy shit.
again, like that doesn't mean it's gonna be great.
That's true, but he has such.
Okay,
he
when you
hasn't
see a
made
Christopher Nolan trailer,
he
do
hasn't
you
made
think like this could be shit? Like you see a track record that they have, and
Yeah.
you're like, I have a pretty good guess of this person's track record.
But the thing is, I don't think of it that way because
Taika Waititi. See his films.
I don't think of it that way
Like-
because I don't like.
Tarantino.
Oh yeah.
I'm really bad with remembering people's like what people do. Like I thought there was 2 Wonder Women. Like like come on, man.
There was.
We're
You know,
helping
like-
It was split into.
I'm not
two,
helping myself,
so
though.
we did. It
Huh?
makes
So-
it split into two.
I see a name that I like and I'll be like, okay, this is more than likely gonna be good, but I try not to raise my hopes up. It's just like you guys are talking about the other director for what was it for
Edgar Wright makes a film. You're like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Driver 2. It's not good. Like you were talking about the other director for what was it? For Batman. And you
Matt
guys are
Reeves?
saying like he had certain things that weren't that great.
No, Zack
No.
Snyder.
Zack Snyder, sorry. It was Zack
Yeah,
Snyder.
I mean,
But
but we're not.
His track record was
inconsistent.
not.
Yeah, we're saying he's inconsistent. We're not. We're
He
saying
made
the
2 good
opposite.
films, and then everything else was bad. It's like M. Night Shyamalan. 2 good films.
We're
everything
saying
else
that
is
James
bad.
Gunn is consistent.
He's made great films or good films.
But then he can have the one bad, like
It's possible.
just the opposite.
It's fucking
Okay.
possible.
play devil's advocate.
It's highly unlikely. It's possible.
I just want to fuck around with you.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm curious because they kept a few of the actors, like the guy from Altered Carbon and RoboCop. He's still in it. Captain Boomerang
So-
is still in it, and Harley Quinn is still in it.
It's a past piece. It's in the 70s, right?
I don't know if it's in the past
Oh, okay.
because Viola Davis is there still.
Okay.
As
It looks like it's in Vietnam. I don't know.
well,
when
they,
I saw
so
it, I
they
was
said it's like they're on a mission to this island
It
to do
is like
something.
a Civil War thing, right?
No, it's not. It's on a mission to an island, and they're fighting on like a war style. But like, I think it's just them being contracted to do some mission on an island. So
And that's
Nathan Fillion's on it too.
yeah.
so that's the whole concept of Suicide Squad. It's these prisoners that are like, hey,
Do this shit.
you're
job.
gonna die anyways. Fucking do this impossible job.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. It's not Vietnam because Harley Quinn was there. Margot Robbie was there.
I know the word war was thrown in there. That's all.
Yeah, they're like we're filming because they did a trailer where just did character shots, and then did a behind the scenes thing that was just hyping up the movie, and it was like we're doing like a war movie with like the weirdest, most dysfunctional, crazy Michael Rourke. He was like this like long white haired guy.
It's like Confetti Man or something. It's like what the fuck?
It's the weirdest shit. It's like the villains that are the henchmen of the villains or something. I don't know.
It's like do you know who Pasty Pot is from Spider-Man? The guy who does glue.
Do you remember Stiltman?
Daredevil.
So like it's like that kind of shit. I was surprised they didn't have Kite Man. Because I feel like Kite Man would fit in this.
So I didn't check closely. Is Dave Bautista in the film?
No. Well, they didn't advertise him if they did, because I thought he would play King Shark, if anything. But they're in the credits, not shown in this, but in the trailer. But
they credit every actor with the real person's name.
Right, but what I'm saying is they didn't show all the people, and one of the people that's in the IMDb is Taika Waititi as a voice of someone, but we don't know who.
Dude, I was just thrown off when I saw Weasel. I was like, "What the fuck?"
So there is a
his brother plays Weasel. Like,
I saw a kind of a character introduction thing. I don't know if they showed that other thing. So it shows every character come out. It shows this actor as this person.
That was the trailer.
And then when it shows the shark guy, it says shark guy as shark guy. Like, it doesn't say who the actor is for that guy.
That one, no, they show like later on in the behind the scenes. They show just it's like a comedian or some actor
okay.
playing him. So
I'm more excited about that than Batman and
the thing is, I'm
everything.
Would you guys think that YTC would play the Ratman?
No, his brother plays.
Yeah, James Gunn's brother's playing the Ratman. That was one of the ones they showed. I want Taika Waititi. I want them to have Ragdoll, and I want Ragdoll to be Taika Waititi's voice.
Those characters that showed up, I don't know. At like 99%, I was like, who the fuck are these guys? I was like, who the fuck are these guys?
I have no idea. But I'm excited. The reason I would say I'm more excited for the Batman one is because I feel like I feel like what you're saying, I know that just Suicide Squad one is going to be solid because of I just have more faith in it and the consistency of that guy and the crew he's got. I don't know what to expect from this Batman movie, and it surprised me watching the trailer, so I'm interested. I think I'm more curious about the Batman one of all of them, but the Suicide Squad one feels like the most reliable one to bank on.
The Suicide Squad one, though, like, DC is like, hey, we hired you, James, do whatever the fuck you want. Have fun with it. And that's why I'm, like, so excited for it. Just do whatever the fuck you want. And he's like, okay.
He's that toy maker you were talking about for a second. He's like, damn it. We're going to do what you...
I don't want to do it, but we're going to do what you want.
Shit. Yeah, that's a good point. Cool. That was my topic.
I can't believe you forgot that. That was like the best thing of the whole thing.
We didn't forget. We were just baiting it again. You fell for it. Hook, line.
No, I forgot. I can't believe it. Guys, where can people find you?
Watching Tenet.
For $30.
They can find me on Instagram at the Folio365, and they can find me everywhere else at just the Folio.
At The Last Bosses everywhere.
Find me at Cujo Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC, and you can find us on OnlyFans starting next week. No, I'm kidding.
Wops.
Episode 69 content.
Yeah.
24/7.
Shower the cat.
Episode 69, part 1, part 2, part 3. We'll do it in parts, like how Marcus likes.
6 parts?
Yeah. And this has been episode 185. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, we'll
DLC
you later.